live. Hello everyone, my name is Cypher, and today I'll be going into a new PvP build that is overall been dominating recently, and I thought I'd just give you guys some tips on how you can farm this build, and let's get straight into it. Alright, so the whole name of this build is a Ridgeway status effect build, and this is for PvP. You could use it in the Dark Zone. I wouldn't personally recommend it, but this works really well for conflict. Alright, starting off with our specialization. I'm using the Gunner specialization. You have some other options. You could run the Firewall specialization, which I think is the only option for this build. But I personally felt like the Gunner specialization works for me, considering that you do have the option of the Banshee Pulse if you want. You get bonus armor when you use an armor kit. And not only that, but you get 10% armor on kill. It's really nice to have in general. Alright. Going next into our primary weapons. You do have a lot of options here. You could go the typical PvP way of running a FAMAS, and then you can run Strained or Optimus. One thing I would recommend, this is all personal choice, you could run Sadist on your FAMAS, which is the best PvP AR in the game. Sadist gives you, I believe regular Sadist gives you a 20% bonus against bleeding enemies. And since you are going to be using the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece, that's overall the best way for you to get the most out of this build, especially damage-wise. I'm running Strained. I personally feel like it fits me more, but Sadist is also a really good option. Other ARs that you can use with this build, right? You can run the same thing for the Carbine 7. The regular TKB if you want a slower rate of fire but higher damaging AR, right? Not the Kingbreaker, because that comes with perfect flatline. The Police M4, and if you really want to, I would say the Shield Splinter, which you get for defeating all the hunters in Washington DC. You open the ivory chest back at the base of Ops and the White House, and you can get the Shield Splinter, which comes with perfect Optimist. That's all I can really say for your main assault rifle. It's the typical stuff, running Strained or Optimus. But I do recommend with this build, if you can run Sadist. Actually, there's one weapon I forgot to mention, the Carnage. I'm not 100% sure if this is a PvP exclusive. I could be wrong on that. But this is the named Negev. And I rolled armor on it. My rolls are kind of low. I don't really use the weapon all that often. But if you want to get even more damage, you can run this weapon, because you get perfect Sadist dealing 25% weapon damage to bleeding enemies instead of the typical 20 with regular Sadist. This LMG, what it lacks in damage, it has a really good rate of fire, but the reason why I'm not running it is because I don't think that lack in damage is substantial enough to justify it using it over the FAMAS, especially when the FAMAS has a 50 higher RPM and a higher base damage. Sure, you get more bullets, but I feel like the FAMAS is still the better choice. Going next into your secondary, you also have a lot of options here. I decided to have a little fun and run the Grudge, the named I forgot what it was named after. What SMG. But my rolls are very low. Okay, the game bugged. I had an armor roll on here. But regardless, you'll have SMG damage max all the way to 15%. You'll have 21% crit chance, and ignore the health damage. I rolled armor on it. Armor damage to targets out of cover should be your last attribute. And it comes with the talent Perfect Vindictive. Killing an enemy with a status effect applied grants you and all allies within 20 meters 18% crit hit chance and 18% crit hit damage for 20 seconds. That helps a lot in team fights. With this build, I do tend to flank a lot instead of taking some head-on gunfights, because I want to be able to proc Ridgeway's Pride a lot faster. But some other options you can run. You could run the Lady Death. It's not necessary, but you can if you want to. What's it called? Some other options would be like some sort of SMG that comes with like Sadist once again. You could run the Dark Winter, which is the named Chris Vector, which I believe has been added to the regular loot pool. But if it's not, it's still going to be a PvP exclusive. I doubt it is, though. When it comes to the talent Perfect Killer, killing an enemy with a critical hit grants 50% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. You're obviously hitting a lot of critical hits. It's an SMG. Or the other named SMG, the named SIG MPX, the Apartment, another PvP exclusive. This is just an option if you have it. You don't need it. Perfectly Measured is the talent. So where the top half of the mag will have a higher rate of fire and less weapon damage. It'll act more like a vector at that moment in time. But the bottom half does the exact opposite, where you have a slower rate of fire than the base 850, and you'll have a boost in weapon damage. It's pretty significant. It's not 100% necessary to run these SMGs. Well, once again, I think if you're not going to use the Grudge, I do recommend actually running a Vector with Sadist. Vector with Sadist would be very strong, actually, now that I think about it. But those are just my suggestions. Your secondary, your sidearm in this case, not going to be necessary to have anything crazy. This is the named revolver, the Orbit, which is a DZ and PvP exclusive. It's overall really strong. I am running the wrong one. With the talent Perfect Finisher, swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants 35% crit hit chance and 40% crit hit damage for 15 seconds. You're already maxed out on crit chance on this build, so it's not going to matter. But that crit hit damage is really important for your SMG or your AR. It doesn't really matter. You can use this after you down an opponent if it's safe, assuming you can peek it. After all, what's it called? While PvP is broken and bugged right now, enemies can not revive their allies. You cannot revive your allies either. For some reason, that the keybind that you have set to that is just not being read. Same thing with vault prompts and getting the cover prompts, which is why damage to targets out of cover is really good right now, considering that PvP is broken. So if you want Perfect Finisher, quick little tap. It should kill them in one shot after they've already been down. And you get that 40% crit hit damage. You're probably not going to get much out of the crit chance. Now, going into the gear pieces. Starting off with the mask, where I'm using the Walker and Harris mask, which comes with a 1-piece bonus of 5% weapon damage. It's a third of a red core, right? It's always nice to have. The general issue with this is that I had to roll that blue core on there to keep my armor up. 1.5 million armor is the sweet spot for all PvP builds, because you're getting the most out of your blue cores and your red cores. There's mathematical ways to prove that, where there's different percentages that lower your damage. If I could find the video that talks about that, I'll link it in the description. And other than that, since I had to roll the armor on there, I'm running weapon handling. It's nice with the FAMAS, I guess. A lot of my attributes aren't maxed out or rolled. I don't play the game as often, but I know these are strong builds that I think you guys can take advantage of. So I got 4.5% weapon handling, got some extra crit damage. You're gonna be wanting, ideally you'd want to have crit chance here, but it's fine, it doesn't really matter. And all you gotta do for this mask really is just farm some targeted loot, find a double crit mask, and then roll a blue core on there. At least that's how I'm doing it. Next up is the chest piece. This is the main part of the build, the most important piece, because without it, the build does not work. This is the Ridgeway's Pride exotic chest piece. The main way you're supposed to get this chest piece is through this summit. What you're going to want to do is, I think it's every 10 floors, not 100% sure. You can find, there's multiple tutorials on how to get the Ridgeway's Pride on YouTube, so I highly recommend. Actually, I'll go link one of those in the description, though. One of them I find the best. But when you're playing Summit, you're going to want to look around, check every room, and you're going to try to look for a yellow beam. It doesn't look like high-end. High-end's more of an orange. But it's a yellow, like, utility kind of item. It'll be a pillar of light that you'll see. But you got to kind of look for it, though. Those get you. Those are keys that you can use to open the chests on at certain points for each set of floors, and you are supposed to be getting an exotic piece. I forgot. I think it's between every 1 and 20 floors because there's 5 pieces. Not 100% sure. And then you're gonna have to clear Summit at floor 100 to start the quest. To use all those pieces, incorporate them together. There'll be some extra stuff. Remember, I will link a video in the description if you do not have this exotic chest piece, you want to learn how. And the other way to get this chest piece is find someone who does. Go into Countdown, have them do chest targeted loot, And if they get one, they can drop it for you if you got some friends. Other than that, that's really the only way to get it. It is a quest exotic, which is kind of annoying. It's kind of tedious to get it, but this build is so strong, you'll hardly ever lose gunfights in PvP. It already rolls based off with crit chance and crit hit damage, right? And I'm putting a 10.9% crit hit damage mod. The whole point, the talent with the Ridgeway's Pride is Bleeding Edge. Shooting enemies within 15 meters applies a bleed to the target. Repair 3 to 48% of your armor per second for every enemy that is bleeding within 15 meters, right? So this kind of helps with like rush downs, right? If you're rushing into like a lot of people, you're probably not going to be running into 3 people, and if you do run into 3 people at one point, a 12% armor is not going to help you survive. I mean, for every second that you're alive, you're repairing that armor. And if it's 4, you repair a quarter of your armor every second, which is kind of crazy. But the TTK and conflict is pretty fast, so you might not be getting most out of that. But you're mainly using this for the bleed. Repair strength per number of bleeding enemies, right? So that's these statistics here. For one person you're fighting, you get 3% of your armor back every second. 2 people with 6%, right? We're already went over 3 and 4. Other than that, this build does not work without this chest piece. So if that is a turnoff for you, I'm sorry, but I was able to get the Ridgeway's Pride pretty quickly. I think in a couple hours. After all, like, it's just clearing Summit. Oh, and one thing I should add, if you want to put your game on normal mode so you can breeze through the floors, I also can recommend you do that. That makes it even faster. I did it on heroic, and I was able to get it done in a couple hours, I believe. But other than that, it shouldn't be that bad. I'll link the tutorial in the description of the video. Alright, for our holster, the best in slot for the holster, the name Brazos holster, the Picaro's holster. There's a holster a lot of times there. The reason why this holster is so strong is because it gives you a blue core and a red core at the same time. I had crit chance on there by luck, like when it dropped. This piece is just so strong. You get the benefit of a blue core and a red core at the same time. And by the red core always rolls max. Always is rolled max. You can't roll it off, right, which is good, so you don't have to make that mistake. But I highly recommend getting the Picaro's holster, as you can take advantage of having good survivability and great damage. You only have to worry about, and it always rolls with armor, by the way, so you only have to worry about rolling whatever attribute you want, whether it be crit chance or crit damage, because it'll always roll with a blue core on it. Now, it won't be maxed, right? It won't always be maxed, but you can if you want. You cannot roll a red core on here. The devs had problems doing that. They broke the game when they tried doing that. So they said they would not be adding it. But you can roll a skill tier on it if you want. You probably shouldn't, but that's just an option you have. And to farm this piece, all you got to do, go into Countdown or Summit, click on Brazos or on holsters, and you'll get the piece super easy. Just wait for the named item symbol to appear when that drops. Alright, for the backpack, this is the second most important piece. This is a Cheska backpack. You're going to be running a Cheska backpack for this build, mainly for that 10% crit chance. These rolls are really bad. Keep that in mind. These rolls are really bad. You'll have way better rolls than me, probably. I just did this because for some reason I didn't have it. I think I might have trashed my old backpack, which does kind of suck, but you know, it is what it is. Starting off, got a red core on here. You should get 15% weapon damage when you max it out. You're gonna be wanting to run double crit. I don't know, mine's really rolling. I'm running a 5% crit chance mod on here. The best part about this build, this is the part where you get more damage for the bleed, which is why I'm recommending Sadist. I put the talent Wicked on here. Applying a status effect increases total weapon damage by 18% for 20 seconds, which is similar to the runtime for Ridgeway's Pride, which is 15 seconds. So overall, you'll be keeping that that loop. You'll be matching the timing super easily. And then not only that, if you're running the Grudge like I am, you also get that buff for the 20 seconds again. So all those cooldowns kind of sync together, which is really nice. You'll see all your perks active at the bottom of your screen, and that's really overall nice. Getting a free 18% weapon damage for 20 seconds. Remember, that's just for running in between proxy of the enemy. With Ridgeway's Pride. Ridgeway's Pride has an effective range of 15 meters. You get within 15 meters of an opponent, which is super easy, by the way. That's where like a decent amount of the gunfights happen in this game. You get 18% bonus damage. That's all a whole red core and some change. You know what I mean? So I would highly recommend running Wicked, you need Wicked and Ridgeway's Pride together. And then if you want to, you could mix and match. But these next two pieces are typical for every PvP build, and they are best in slots. So I would not recommend not running them. Alright, for the named Petrov gloves, these are the best in slot gloves for PvP, the Contractor's gloves. Ignore my blue core roll in here. I didn't have a max one for some reason. I'm not planning on scrapping this one. After all, I has a max blue core on there. I'm going to keep that for my other build. I'll be doing a Paladin's build soon enough for PvP. I'll be getting all my pieces, making sure I'm testing, seeing what works the best. But the main reason you are running the Contractor's gloves is for that 8% damage to armor. This is always rolls max on it. This is the named attribute of the gloves. 8% damage to armor, huge multiplicative damage. It's super nice considering we already have all these other multiplicatives from the bleed, from the status effects, from Wicked, right? And especially from Sadist if you're running Sadist. And then I have a 5% crit hit chance on here. It maxes out to 6, but overall, you're mainly running this piece for that damage to armor. That damage to armor is crazy. Actually, and this does work well if you do run the Frenzy, or like, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Carnage, because you get that LMG damage bonus for an extra 10% damage. Alright, for our last piece of the build, the Fox's Prayers knee pads, which are the named Overlord Armament knee pads. I rolled a blue core on here. The main reason you're running this is for the same reason as the Contractor's gloves, because you get that multiplicative 8% damage to targets out of cover. What's it called? Damage to targets out of cover, like I said, is super good right now. It's super broken, considering the fact that not one person can get behind cover because Ubisoft broke the game. This is only for Conflict, by the way. That like where these issues are happening, as far as I'm concerned. And then I have that 12% crit hit damage mod. Sorry, not mod, but attribute. Once again, this 8% damage to targets to cover, super important multiplicative to have. It's easily amplifying your damage. This build is so strong, I'm telling you guys. This build melts. You get great survivability, you get great damage, and overall you dominate the competition. What you won't make up for in like serious damage at the end of the match, you will make up for with serious eliminations. Because when you finally get into a gunfight with someone, you absolutely win that gunfight most of the time. Unless they're a bunch of expertise demons who don't get off the game, but you know, what can you do really against that? For my skills, I recommend running the Scanner Pulse. It's kind of good to know where people are so that way you can get that flank off, so you can proc your Ridgeway's Pride first. Other options, the Reviver Hive is unironically somewhat useful for once. I would not recommend running it when the season gets fixed with all the bugs. But since you cannot pick up your allies and your enemies cannot pick up your their allies, you can get revived by yourself, or you can actually throw the Reviver Hive to your teammate while they're down, and they actually will get revived, which is kind of nice because everyone plays Skirmish, right? And those lives are super important to keep. Other options, you can run the Sticky Bomb. Overall, super solid. You're going to want to be running the Riot Foam Chem Launcher just to keep your enemies in place. The Defender Drone is bugged right now. Well, all drones are bugged right now, so that the way the second you use them, they don't move from that place. I'm running the Defender Drone just because, which is like before like I'm pushing an area. If I want to play behind a wall or something and I want to keep the drone active, at least I can reap some of the benefits. And I believe, I don't know if it's a bug, I didn't read the patch notes, but shields have been a lot tankier lately. So if you did want to run a Crusader shield, you 100% could, because I've been seeing they've been taking more bullets. I think they lowered the modifier, damage taken modifier. I don't remember what it was before, but I know for a fact that I've been seeing a lot of Bulwark shields taking a lot less damage and lasting like a couple seconds when you're shooting at them with multiple players, which is weird in and of itself. But other than that, let's go to these stats. Remember, a lot of my attributes, they weren't really highly rolled. With the FAMAS, we got 60% crit chance and 110% crit hit damage. It could be a lot higher. The crit damage could be a lot higher, guys. I highly recommend. You could be doing XP farms, trying to get your shade level up, so you can even maximize your other stats. You reach the max at shade level 1000. I'm 600 on the dot right now. But other than that, you get that armor damage. You'll get that damage to targets out of cover, right? All these different damage bonuses, which is the reason why this build is so strong. And other than that, I'm gonna go into some PvP, go into some like some conflict. We'll get some content going, and other than that, I'll show you why this build has been so dominant. You're getting all that damage off. You're melting armor. You're staying alive longer. Well, you won't have Unbreakable. I mean, Unbreakable is a broken talent right now. Overall, you're really not gonna need it. Like I was surprisingly thinking like what's it called? Not getting 50% of my armor back on break would be kind of debilitating. But if I'm being honest, I'm unironically getting more kills without Unbreakable with this build. So I'm going to eventually cut so that way it'll go straight to the gameplay. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below on your opinions of the build. Maybe some suggestions like some other builds like for other situations you want to see in the future. I already said I was going to be covering the one-shot build because they refixed Determined. I was going to be going into the Paladins build like I mentioned for PvP. And other than that, I think there were some other builds. I did mention this in my last video, I believe, that I was going to be showcasing this build. I still haven't uploaded the previous video I recorded for beginners in PvP. But you will see this build a lot sooner. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention. For the Contractor's Gloves and the Fox's Prayer, you can just farm those from regular targeted loot. They're not PvP or DZ exclusives. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that for any new players who didn't know that. You could just farm Countdown or Summit and have targeted loot on like either gloves, knee pads, or you could do targeted Overlord armaments or Petrov defense. And other than that, I'm going to have it cut to whenever the match starts. And thank you for watching so much, and I will see you soon. Okay, that was a little weird. I don't think we had a full lobby there. Oh, nope, there we go. Alright, we'll do some skirmish. Get off real quick. I feel like that clan is somewhat familiar. Maybe y'all leave a comment down below if you've seen the BTE clan before. Maybe I'm getting confused with something else. I know there's some other really popular ones. Like NSG is a really, really good PvP clan. They are top dogs in Conflict and Dark Zone. Overall, this map is really good for this build, actually. I'm kind of happy I got this. Just for the fact that, like, nearby, like, when you're going a different route towards the bridges, like, towards the gardens and stuff like that, you do get a lot of close proximity gunfights, which is really nice for this build, considering I'm running the FAMAS and I'm running the Grudge MP, like, SMG. Alright. Oh, the guy on the far left has a nice looking character. Alright, guys, let's get right into this. I'm going to show you why this build has been so dominant recently. What's going on? It's not going to let my... Ah, there we go. Just have to wait a bit. Oh, I forgot to put the vanity slaw on, so my character's a little ugly with that. That green for the Cheska. Triple demo. Oh god. This might be a little rough. Let's see. Hopefully they're not all running skill builds.
Hostile defender drone detected.
Oh, they are all there. Let's get a little flank off.
Rogue striker drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected.
There we go. He is gone. Immediately melted.
Rogue explosive.
Let's play it up real quick. Let's get right back into the fight.
Hostile explosive seeker mine detected.
Forgot we can't get down from there.
An agent needs assistance.
Oh, here we go. Got a guy here. Missed my shots right there. Look at that. Okay, now we have Vindictive procced. Can I get there in time? Oh, he
Needs assistance.
guy downed them already. Nice job. Alright, so that's 2 kills we have for the taking. I still have Wicked procs, but I lost my Vindictive, which kind of sucks, but you know, it's fine. I like, it is what it is. Oh, my buddy is getting destroyed. Oh, we got another one there. I don't know how many are there. And he gets melted. And you're down for the count too, and even from far away, we are melting people, dude. I'm telling you, this build is nuts. Oh no! Sorry if my mic peeked through there. They just scared me. I didn't think they'd respawn that fast.
Out of action.
That is rough.
Boost now.
Alright, we got a boost going on. I'm hoping no one else from their team comes. Looks like my team is doing a little bit of extra work there. Let's go fuel the fire. Alright, no one in close proximity. That's nice. Let's go get that boost up. Armor? Damage. Okay, we're gonna be even dealing more damage now. I don't know the exact number. I think it's just a 2 times multiplier.
Rogue defender drone detected.
Alright, let's get a little flank going off.
Detected.
Alright.
Agent
Down immediately. Probably should have stopped firing there.
down. Rogue explosive seeker mine detected. Hostile explosive seeker mine detected.
Oh, I did not like that. That hurt. Oh.
Rogue striker drone detected. Hostile
Little 1v2 action right there. Good for us. And we got a mercy roll. Actually, no. Okay, it cut off. It cut off. They're gonna go spawn on the other side now. Yeah, no. You win a lot of your gunfights with this. I wasn't even using the grudge, so I can get that even better damage range considering it's close combat. But I'm telling you, dude, this build is absolutely nuts. Let me see if I can catch someone lacking real quick. Get a free tag. I don't see anyone running up to me. No one on my left. So, are they still in spawn? Are they waiting to regroup? Let me wait for my pulse. Don't see nobody. That's where my HUD just disappeared for a sec there.
an agent needs assistance.
Oh my!
I'm sending you a specialization supply.
Oh, he's got unbreakable. Ah, I should have just went for the confirm on the other guy. That's my bad. That was a bad play.
Agent incapacitated.
If I used my FAMAS there, I probably could have wiped him out. I got a little greedy with that. Want to get some more kills with using the SMG. Didn't necessarily work out. One of them did get a confirm though. Okay, so it's just a 4v3 now. I can't actively see them right now, which is kind of worrying. I can't blame them for playing far back. I don't see them in their spawn. Gotta be
Rogue
careful checking
striker
corners
drone
here.
detected.
Oh, see a drone.
Hostile
Oh,
striker drone
did not
detected.
see that guy though. So he was hiding behind.
Rogue defender drone
A car?
detected.
Alright, little flank action going on. That's one confirm.
Detected.
Another kill, and that's GG's. Alright, guys. That game did go by a little fast. I'll see. If I'm happy with my performance in that match, I did pretty well. I made one really bad play. Probably could have gone for the confirm on the other guy, or just maybe backed off. But let's see how I did. I got MVP, 1655. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see. 3k XP, look at that. Alright, 28 million damage, that's not bad. Went 10 and 2, got 4 assists. That's fair. That's fair. Not bad. You'll probably, like, considering all the terrible rolls I had on my weapons there and my gear, you guys could probably perform a lot better than I did there. I don't really have a lot of time to be, like, farming and grinding, which means if I was able to put this build together, you definitely could, especially, if you got more time than me to optimize your stuff. I know my stuff was really bad. Hell, I didn't even have expertise on most of my items. But other than that, guys, I think this kind of showed for itself how really strong this build is. You're melting people. Aside from the one bad play I made there, you see, like, we have good survivability, great damage, can take multiple people on at a time. And other than that, you can kind of see why this build is so strong and so dominant right now. To the point where we're kind of shifting into a new meta with the new season, where you're probably going to be running a lot more hazard protection, considering a lot of people have the new exotic AR. I'm surprised by that, considering it's tier 90. But overall, this build is still really strong, even with the new meta, and I highly recommend you try it out. If you like this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Right, all your attention, your comments support the channel a lot, so we can get this video pushed out to more people. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers before the summer ends, so that I can start making some money on YouTube, as kind of like a side hustle. But I'll keep pumping out videos and stuff like that. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and other than that, I've been Cypher, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.